So if you're a regular viewer of my channel, then you know that I love using procedural textures to create procedural materials in Blender. Well, in the recent Blender update of Blender version 4.5, they've added the procedural textures into the Compositor. So in this video, I'll be showing you a few different cool things that you could do with the procedural textures in the Compositor. So this here is the project files of my mist tutorial where I show you how to add a mist pass. If you want to check out that video, link is in the video description. So in the Compositor, I can hit Shift A for the add menu, and if I go here to texture, you can see here's all the main procedural textures in the Compositor. So that is super cool. So if I just Control Shift select the noise texture, you can see here's the noise texture in the Compositor. So what I did to originally create the mist pass is I rendered out the image, but then I rendered it with the mist pass. And again, you can check out the tutorial, link is in the description. And so you take the mist pass, which is white and black, and you mix it into the image. And so you can see in the background, it's more misty, and I made the mist this white color. Here's the mist color, so you can just change the mist color to whatever you want. So I could make it like a blue color or whatever you want to do. But in Blender version 4.5, I added this noise texture, and then what I did is put it through a color ramp. So you can see now it's more contrasted. Then I added this blur here to blur it a bit, so it just looks a bit more blurry and blobby. And then what I did is I mixed that into this mixed color set to darken. So I have the mist pass going into color A, and then I have the noise texture going into color B. Now on the mix type here, I set this to darken, so I can now drag up the factor, and as I turn up the factor more and more, you can see it's going to add the noise texture. It's going to add the dark parts of the noise texture where the light parts are. So it's basically going to add it on top. Then I put it through a color ramp to just kind of adjust the colors a bit, and then finally put that through an alpha over. So I'm mixing together the image into the top one, and then the mist pass is going into the factor. So now the actual mist is going to be the bottom color. So now if I just drag this factor around, if I turn the factor all the way up, you can see the mist just looks a bit more noisy because there's these little blobs of color where the mist is. I can also select the blur node and mute the blur node, and if I mute it, you can see the mist even better, but that looks a bit noisy and I don't really like that too much. I don't think that looks too much like mist, so I do like blurring it a little bit. But you can like change the scale of this, so I could make it like really small or really big. I could also turn the roughness up, and that's going to make it look a lot more grainy. Another cool thing you could do with the procedural textures in the Compositor is you could make a noisy vignette. So this here is a render of my Mars rover, and I have a video tutorial showing you the creation process of how I made it. If you want to check that out, link is in the description. And so normally when you're making a vignette, you can like add a box mask, then you can like add a blur to blur the box mask, and then finally you can mix it into an alpha over, and so you can make the edges kind of black. But with the noise texture here, I added the noise texture, I changed the settings, and then I took this box mask with the blur and I mixed that with this mix here set to linear light. So the noise texture is going to color B, and then the box mask and the blur, that's going into color A. So now I can drag the factor around, and you can see if I turn it way down, this is it just really smooth with the factor turned to 0. But as I turn the factor up more and more, we're mixing in that noise, so now the vignette looks more noisy. So then what I can do is take the linear light and put that into the factor of an alpha over and mix between this black color, which is going to be the vignette color, and the Mars rover. But you can see it's pretty noisy all around the image. So what I did is added this color ramp after the linear light. And so if I drag the color ramp colors up and make it more contrasted, you can just see the vignette on the edges, but then it's white in the middle. So that's useful if you don't want the noise to be all over the place, but just kind of makes it noisy on the edges. So this really does give a cool look, especially because this is a Mars rover. It kind of gives it a like grungy, kind of dirty look, like there's maybe dust on the camera lens or something like that. It's just a cool compositing look. Another cool thing you could do is you could add grain to the image. So I saw this here in one of the screenshots on the page on Blender's website, and I thought it'd be really cool to try it out. So this is my bird nest tutorial series, which I recently created on my YouTube channel. So what I did is put that into the top image of this mix color, and I set the mix color to overlay, and then the white noise texture, you can add a white noise texture and put the value into color B. So now you can see it looks really noisy. If I zoom in here, kind of over here to this green spot, you can definitely see that noise. So it almost reminds me of like an old TV or an old TV show. Sometimes like those old black and white shows on like an old TV kind of have that grain there. And then what you could also do is take the 3D on the white noise texture and turn it to 4D. And the 4D is going to add this W value. And the W value is kind of like a random seed, which is going to randomly generate where the noise is. So let me just like zoom back in here. So what you could do is animate this value, and you can see that definitely reminds me of like one of those old TVs where there's kind of static on the screen. So that could be pretty cool if you want to add kind of a noise effect in the Compositor. And another useful feature of these textures is you could use it to create procedural backgrounds and add it to renders. So this here is my sci-fi mech robot tutorial series. So I've created a few different procedural backgrounds and I'm going to show you them. So I first have this gradient texture with a color ramp. So I'm going to put this color ramp here into the image. So if you want to add a background image, what you need to do is render your image with a transparent background. And when it renders with transparent, you can then add an alpha over and you can put the render into the bottom image, and then you can put whatever your background is into the top image. And then just make sure the factor is all the way at 1. So for this first background, I added a gradient. That's really useful for creating like a kind of a vignette effect. Now in the old version of Blender, you could search for an ellipse mask. So if I add an ellipse mask and preview it, you can see the ellipse mask is basically going to do the same thing. So it's going to have like a circle here, but we now have this gradient texture, which is quite useful. So I added a gradient texture and then used a color ramp. I can drag the color ramp values around to make it bigger or smaller. And I could also change the color here of the background. So that's useful for creating just a cool kind of circular gradient background. Now what I also did here is mixed a noise and a gradient together. So I'm going to put the blur image here into this image. We'll see what this looks like. So you can see this looks pretty similar, but what I'm doing is taking a noise texture and a gradient texture, and I'm mixing them together with this linear light. And so this way, it still looks like a gradient, like a circle gradient, but the edges are noisy. Then I put that through a color ramp to change the colors, and then I finally blurred it with a blur node. So you can kind of see we get this cool gradient background, but it's kind of blurry. So this was the kind of thing you could do in the shader editor. So I could like add this in as a background, like on a flat plane, but it's useful that you can now do it in the Compositor. Here's another one that I created. So I added a Voronoi, but then added a noise texture behind it to kind of distort the Voronoi. Here's another interesting one with the wave texture. So let's just put this one here into the alpha over so I can preview it. So for this one, I added a wave texture and I used the diagonal band direction. Then I put that through a color ramp and kind of made it like construction colors or those warning colors, and then put that in the background. So there we go. That's kind of a cool background for maybe like construction equipment or something. And then also I used the Gabor texture. So we'll put this one in here. So this one's a pretty interesting one. So you can see what the Gabor texture creates. It kind of creates these little like swiggle patterns and they're going in a single direction. So then I put that through a color ramp and then put that into the alpha over. So that's kind of a cool background. It almost reminds me of like stylized ocean waves or something. So that would be cool to add into the background of like some artwork, which is maybe beach related or ocean related. And then another thing you could do is add the checker texture. So I'll put this into the image. So that's a nice background as well, because you know, when images are transparent, they often have like a checker background. So if you just had a 3D model like this and you just wanted some kind of simple, interesting background, you could just use a checker texture. So this is really cool. I'm really excited about this because there's definitely a lot of things you can do with the Compositor with these procedural textures. And if you'd like to learn more about Blender's new features and updates, then you can check out this page here on Blender's website. And I've also been releasing some videos going over some new different features of Blender, so you can check out my playlist on new Blender features and updates with the link in the video description. So I hope you found the video helpful, and thank you for watching.